No one expected Prince William to step onto the sands of Colwyn Bay and reveal something so surprisingly personal. The future king has always kept a careful balance between royal duty and private life, but the moment he admitted his unexpected love for cold water swimming, even the crowd around him seemed to lean in a little closer. It wasn't rehearsed or polished. It sounded like a man letting people see a small, honest part of who he actually is. It happened during a walk along the beach with the Marine Conservation Society's Youth Ocean Network, where William casually told a group of cold water swimmers that he's been doing icy dips in Scotland. He laughed, saying he yells and screams the moment he hits the water. And that confession surprised even long-time royal watchers, because just last year he jokingly told Catherine she was crazy for loving cold swims in the rain and in the dark. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Somewhere along the line, the prince who teased his wife for her chilly hobby ended up becoming a fan of it himself. And that small detail made people wonder what changed. But the moment carried a deeper weight because this visit wasn't just any royal photo-op. William was back in a part of Wales that shaped some of the most defining years of his adult life. He once lived nearby while serving as a search and rescue pilot with the RAF, flying dangerous missions across the region. So when he returned, the energy felt nostalgic. Around 250 people gathered along the sand, cheering, waving, hoping to catch a glimpse. Some had traveled across counties just to see him. Others quietly admitted they simply missed seeing William connected to the place that once felt like home for him. One woman from Chester said she came because of everything he does for the environment. Another woman from the US, now living in Wales, said she knew her American friends would never forgive her if she didn't go down to the beach to see him. Fans weren't just excited, they were emotional. And that emotion deepened when one woman from Conwy managed to chat with William and even get a hug. She couldn't believe, as she put it, how tall he actually is. Moments like that remind people why William's popularity often spikes during public walkabouts. He doesn't just wave. He connects. But the visit wasn't only about nostalgia and fan moments. William was there to spotlight the voices of young people living in coastal communities. He met members of the Youth Ocean Network, who explained their work in marine conservation, mental well-being, and ocean literacy. They spoke about the challenges facing Welsh coastal towns and how their Hiraeth Yn More project helped young people engage with the ocean and local marine heritage. William listened carefully, asking questions, showing the side of him that's deeply invested in environmental issues and mental health, two causes he's turned into pillars of his public identity. And yet, the warmest moment of the entire day came unexpectedly at his next stop. When he arrived at Youth Sheds, a charity offering a safe space for young people dealing with bullying, homelessness, and exclusion, someone handed him a small bag of sweets for the children. William grinned and joked that the treats may never make it back to the children. It was a simple joke, but it landed softly, the kind of fatherly humor that reminds people of the man behind the title. The volunteers laughed. The young people relaxed. And suddenly, the future monarch felt more like a dad enjoying a wholesome moment in a community center. Youth Sheds itself is a powerful symbol, a place that gives kids a chance to rebuild confidence, learn new skills, and find belonging after being pushed out of traditional systems. William's presence there wasn't just ceremonial. It reflected his long-standing interest in youth issues and creating emotional support spaces. And for those who remember his own struggles growing up in the spotlight, the connection felt even more genuine. Still, the visit stirred memories of the prince's earlier years in Wales. Back when he was stationed at RAF Valley, William wasn't just a royal wearing a uniform. He was a full-time search and rescue pilot flying life-or-death missions. People in the region never forgot those years. And even after leaving the armed forces in 2013, he continued flying as a helicopter pilot for the East Anglian Air Ambulance until 2017, before stepping down to focus fully on royal duties. Returning now, years later, it almost felt like he was reconnecting with a part of himself that still lives somewhere along the Welsh coast. And maybe that's why his confession about cold water swimming resonated more deeply than intended. It wasn't just about icy dips or yelling as he enters the water. It was about letting people see a different side of him, a side that's more open, more human, more willing to share small pieces of his life without hesitation. In recent years, William has been gradually shifting his public tone, revealing more personal quirks and warm moments. The cold water reveal fits that pattern, showing a future king easing into a more relatable version of himself. As the waves hit the shoreline behind him and the crowd slowly drifted away, one question lingered. If William continues allowing people to see this more personal, honest, and human version of himself, what does that mean for his future as king, and for the monarchy he'll eventually lead? Some fans see it as a promising sign. Others think he's redefining the royal role in real time. But whatever the reason behind this shift, one thing is clear. Moments like these are giving the world a glimpse of the king he might one day become.